All right, so we have just ported a model, but let's say that you've downloaded one from Joe Mashups or something like that, and you just want to get this into the game. Let's say it's that amazing Penta that Joe Mashups has made, and you just want to get this into the game. It's already been updated to 2K25. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to do what we did in the first step. You are just wanting to put this into the game. Well, what we're going to be needing is just Tribute and Cake View. These are the next two things that we are needing. These are currently two paid Patreon mods, or not mods, but two Patreon services that are provided. These are two different programs. Right now, I believe Tribute is $4 and Cake View is $5, but Tribute is going to be free after the first month. So you may only need to pay for Cake View. But go ahead, open up Tribute. Once you have opened up Tribute, you have a bunch of different options here. We're going to be adding a character. So I'm going to be clicking Create Character, and this is where you're going to be importing everything. So as you can see, there's a lot of information here, but we kind of everything's pretty streamlined for what Tribute has done. So if you click on this eye next to wrestler ID, we're going to leave this one eye blank to auto assign, and we don't need to import anything here. Folder render name. So I have underneath this folder here, I have renamed it to just Tajiri. Normally I do like Tajiri underscore whatever if I need to, but I'm just doing Tajiri. Underneath roster name, this uses automatic SDB support. So what that means is whatever I type in here is gonna be actually added to the game, and it's gonna work fully. This doesn't work in everything, but it works in this one. So what I'm doing is I'm just making these 4 names here. So roster name is what pops up when you're just scrolling through the actual list of all your characters. Entrance name is what pops up in the entrance. Match name is what pops up at the bottom, like when you're looking at your health bar. And socials tag pops up in some arenas like Payback and stuff like that if it was during the social media era. Then we're going to get to the next part of this, which includes height, weight class, fighter class. You're probably not going to know this off the top of your head, so you should be using both Wikipedia as well as Cage Match. Under Wikipedia, I'm going to bring this to the right of my screen. Under Wikipedia, it has what his build height was, his build weight, where he was built from, and and that's all you need actually. So we're going to go ahead and put in here. So height feet is 5, height inches is 9. He was 190 pounds. If he was under 205 pounds, well, I obviously know he's going to be a cruiserweight. We need to know what type of fighter class he is. Let's say I don't know very much about Tajiri, but I want to put him in my game. I do know he's a technician, but if I'm unsure, I'm going to go into Cage Match. That's why we have it here. Underneath wrestling style, they have pretty much what he is. So we're going to go ahead, click Technician. Then we get to ring announcer, commentary, and hometown ID. What these are is it will make it so it will use a certain commentary or ring announcer. So let's say that I was porting a Batista 2005 or whatever. I could add a commentary ID for Batista. Tajiri obviously doesn't have any commentary, so I'm not going to be able to do anything, and he doesn't have a ring announcer ID, so I'm not going to be able to do anything. So I'm just going to leave these blank for now, but you can update that if you know more about adding in personal voice lines and stuff like that. You can get that deep if you want for Mike Rome, AI generated Tajiri call sign, but I don't care too much about that. I'm just going to keep it the way it is. However, I do want to have the hometown right, so to figure that out, I do know that underneath Wikipedia it told me that it was Tokyo. So to figure that out, I'm going to go into my Tribute folder. Underneath here, we have help files. Underneath 2K24 at the current moment, you have hometown IDs, but you are literally just looking for this hometown IDs.txt file anywhere in that Tribute 25 folder. And then you are going to click Control F, and you're going to search for what you need. So I'm searching for Tokyo, Japan. So I know that it's right here at 673. I need this 673 number. I can't just type in Tokyo under here because it does not have that's automatic SDB support. So I'm going to have to put in that 673, and then it's going to work perfectly fine. Then you're going to get to this right side here. Load JSON profile, don't worry about that now. You don't need to do this. It's literally just gonna put all this information in for free, but you are doing it manually. Base ID, what this does is it's the vanilla wrestler ID for the moveset you wanna use, but I don't have a vanilla wrestler for Tajiri's base set, so ignore that for now. You are going to select map existing character files. What this does is it will automatically import this into your Bake Me folder. You're going to go ahead and select your character folder. I'm going to go ahead to that Tajiri that I selected. I'm going to click on it, and if I see both of these folders, don't select anything and just click select folder. Underneath it, as you can see, I just have this Tajiri selected. Then I'm going to go back and select the render that I previously downloaded. It's the .dds file. It is not a .png or anything like that. That's not going to work. It's got to be a .dds. And then I'm going to click create slot. It's going to take a couple seconds because it does take a couple seconds to load. And as you can see, success. Wrestler ID is 1583. So we have successfully imported this character into WWE 2K25. We just need to check and make sure that it is good. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to bake my tribute folder, which you probably should have done by this point. Just if you've already gotten CakeView, if you've already downloaded tribute, you probably already have done this. But this is you just need to rebake that folder. Ignore the rest of my folders here. I'll explain that folder structure later. But we're going to go ahead and see what happens whenever I get this Tajiri in there. So directory baked successfully, so we know that Tajiri is updated. I'm going to go ahead and click X, exit out. And now I'm going to go ahead and open WWE 2K25. So now I'm in 2K25. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go over to creations. I'm going to go ahead and select Superstar, but I'm going to show you what not to do. And as you can see, boom, we have Tajiri updated. He is right here. He's set in at 80, but that is because I've already kind of messed with this file. This is probably going to be a 95. His entrance is going to be weird. His victory is going to be weird, but you have Tajiri in there. I'm not going to go ahead and select him or anything like that, but what I'm going to do is I am going to update his entrance and victory and moveset, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So, as you can see, I've already downloaded a Tajiri from Community Creations. I used LOLs, so if you just search Tajiri on Community Creations, you're going to get this. What you're going to do is you're literally just going to copy to Superstar, overwrite. You're going to go into Victory, and you're going to do the same thing as I just did. So we're going to go ahead, overwrite the other one. Then you're going to go into Moveset. You're going to select the new Tajiri. Then you're going to click copy to Superstar, copy from custom Superstar. I don't know why it's like reversed that way. You're going to click start, then you're going to click custom, then you're going to click save it to your universe mode, and then everything should be updated. So as you can see, I have an 80 overall Tajiri, and everything's good. Now, because we ported this one from 2K24, there is many issues that could arise, such as bronze skin, such as bad textures and stuff like that. But as of right now, you have fully imported that Tajiri, and it should be good. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. If you have any issues, I would go ahead and wait and watch the next part of this video, because I will be going over what you do when something's messed up. So go ahead and check out that next video. Thank you so much.